Hi there, my name is Athol, a smart guy on the internet answering your questions about love, sex, happiness, and anything. So let's jump to it. Here's the question. I've been thinking about my ex-wife ever since I left her. I was trading her out for the bigger, better model. It was wrong. I talked to her about fucking her from the day we split. She got with a much younger guy when we split. I want her so much. Now, I miss having sex with her and being her best friend. What to do? Okay, so let's get the ugly stuff out of the way. Oh my God, you screwed up, huh? Alrighty, all you can do from this point, if you want to try and get back with her, and there's no guarantees that you can because you've blown things up pretty good and she's already moved on to somebody else. The first and most important thing that you're going to need to do is you're going to need to apologize. And frankly, until you apologize, there is probably nothing you can really say or do that she is going to hear or want to hear. Until she really hears that you're sorry, that you screwed up, that you made a big mistake, nothing you say or do is necessarily going to get through to her. The second part of this is you're going to need to really offer her something that she's going to want to come back to. You're going to need to offer her the relationship that she's actually wanted this whole time. Because I get the sense you didn't necessarily just leave out of the blue. You weren't being the super amazing husband to her the whole time. I'm suspecting that you always had one foot out the door, one eye looking around the whole time, and you were never really truly invested into her because, like you say, you weren't interested in her enough and you just left to something bigger, better, whatever. And it was only once you had lost her that you realized what you had lost. So that meant you've been taking her for granted to an extent. So whatever relationship you want to bring her back to has got to be a relationship where you're not taking her for granted, and it's going to be actually something she needs to be enticed to come back to. Third part of that is you're going to need to accept that you just saying you're sorry and saying come back home or whatever it is not automatically going to make that relationship great again. It's probably going to take some time, and she's obviously going to have a bunch of resentment and wounds and frustration and fears about whether or not this is all going to happen again. And that relationship that you had with her and the woman she was and how she felt about you that you miss and you grieve the loss of, that may not be exactly there anymore because you basically blew it up in her face and you screwed her over and moved out and left her and all that. I mean, you dumped her. So to expect her to feel exactly the same about you and be exactly as excited to be with you and invested in you and turned on by you is a little unreasonable. So if you apologize, give her something good to come back to, and it's not immediately perfect, that's something you're going to have to own. That's going to be something you have to say that is, it's in no small part, this is my fault. The fourth part of this is, obviously this is going to take some work, and some of it is rebuilding what you had. Some of it is finding ways to not take it for granted. If there are things about here that were not necessarily fully attractive that you would actually like to see changed or different, that's also something that would need to change to make the relationship work over the long time. And that's going to be something that you're going to have to handle very sort of slowly, carefully and delicately, because again, she's going to be a little on edge coming back. And there's also that whole bunch of introspection about yourself in terms of why were you the person that did what you did, who cut and run instead of fully working on it, or whatever the situation was. So there's an awful lot that would need to happen. So like I say, you're going to need to apologize. You're going to need to offer her something great to come back to. You're going to accept that the relationship is not necessarily going to be exactly the same as it was before you left. And you're also going to have to accept that it's going to take some time and effort to work on things. Now, the other thing to think about is, are you just trying to rebound back to her? If you get back with her and reestablish it, are you still going to be bored with her? Are you still not going to be interested? Are you still going to be pulled to this bigger, better thing that's out there? And that's just a simple unknown question for me that I'm just throwing out there. Are you ever going to be fully satisfied, which is the other question? And is it just the case that what you moved to failed? So that's that being said, I'm going to leave it there, and I'm more than happy to answer people's questions. If you have a question for the show, you can email me at askatholanything@gmail.com. And until then, if you like the video, like it, share it, subscribe, comment, and all that good stuff. And I will catch you next time. Wishing you love, sex, and happiness. Bye.